Hello, I'm Amara Jones, and today is Thursday, February 19th. This is Caffeine TV, your daily news brief, here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. The first number up today is 3, and the latest sign of its gruesome brutality. That's the number of Syrian soldiers that ISIS had dragged through a town in that country before being kicked to death by a mob. Now, it's been a busy 7 days in the gruesome department for the Islamic State. Not only did they have dozens of Coptic Christians beheaded over the weekend on the shores of Libya, but they also had burned alive just days ago 45 Iraqis in a town in that country just 3 miles away from where the U.S. Marines are. Now, yesterday, President Obama gave a speech to a gathering of 60 nations in Washington for a summit on extremism, trying to figure out a way how to deal with ISIS and Boko Haram and other organizations around the world that can euphemistically be called as antisocial. And he's coming under some fire for his remarks. While he did brand the organizations as terrorists, he didn't say that they were Islamic terrorists or Muslim terrorists. I guess some people wanted him to declare a religious war. The New York Times said that some people wanted him to use the term Islamo-fascist, and that ain't even a word. But as we've spoken about here before, that's what ISIS wants. All these attacks are in part designed to draw the United States into sending hundreds of thousands of troops to the region yet again for a protracted war. So while President Obama's policy isn't pretty, you could say that it might be smart. The next number up today is 19, as in 19 out of 21. According to the Washington Post, that's the number of foreign policy advisors working for Jeb Bush, who also worked for his brother and his father. Now, this is an important point because yesterday he said in Chicago at the Global Affairs Council there that while he loves his brother and his father, that on foreign policy he's his own man, that he would chart his own way. I guess even as Condoleezza Rice whispers in his ear. Now, he made a couple of mistakes in that speech. He said that ISIS had 10 times as many people as it actually does, and he also called Boko Haram Buku Haram. I guess that means lots of haram. But we've already seen this before, where someone with the last name Bush with a little foreign policy experience got into office and it resulted in disaster. And the concern is even heightened here because it's many of the same people at work. And all I could think of was that Whitney song, same script, different cast. The last number up today is 3. That's the number of monkeys who could end up saving the lives of tens of millions as they survive for an entire year without contracting the HIV virus due to an experimental treatment. And the results of this experiment are laid out really well in the science section of the New York Times. Now, while this treatment can't technically be called a vaccine, which normally involves getting the body to attack live versions of a virus by first introducing dead ones, what this does is that it gets the body to produce a substance which prevents HIV from bonding to cells. But whatever you call it, it's welcome news for people of color in this country who bear the brunt of this disease, particularly gay black men, and also the 35 million people around the world who are living with the disease. And the next step in all of this is for this treatment to be applied to humans. And so while there's a ways to go on this, today is a good day to get out your pom-poms for science.